It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, it's a Friday. We made it, and I am happy that we made it because I've been waiting for this episode all month, all week, all month, because today, the last Friday of July, we're looking at Octavarium by Dream Theater for the second time. I am coming back to it as part of our sort of things coming full circle here on the channel, y'all. Let me tell you about this. It was about 2 years ago to the day that we started our Patreon. And that has a lot to do with this piece, actually. It was episode 134, published to YouTube on May 14th of 2021, that we looked at Octavarium by Dream Theater, and I remember it well. Y'all, it was one of my absolute favorite reactions. It still is. And it's a wonderful, long, prog metal epic. And I loved everything about it. The lyrics, the music, the orchestrations, everything. And when I put that episode out on YouTube a couple years ago, there was some comments that were posted to that video. And the Dream Theater fans were saying, this is great, Doug. But, if you were to do Scenes from a Memory, the entire album, I'd pay for that. And it got me thinking, now's when we need to start our Patreon. And so that's what we did. Right at 2 years ago today, we started our Patreon with Scenes from a Memory from Dream Theater. And so as I've been getting closer and closer to celebrating that 2-year anniversary, on Fridays this month, we've been going back to these long epics that have been some of my favorites. And we've been listening to them, but in a new context. First with Close to the Edge, I did a live recording. With Supper's Ready, I did a live recording of that from Seconds Out. We did a live recording of 2112 by Rush last Friday. And today, we're doing the live version that Dream Theater did of this with the orchestra back in the day. And I'm just pumped to get to it, and I can't wait. So, since then, I have seen Dream Theater twice now. And sadly, I have yet to hear this song, but maybe someday I will hear it again. But yeah, thankfully, there's this live recording that has the band playing with an orchestra. And it's just going to be wonderful to get to hearing them on stage and with live orchestral musicians. It's going to be fun. To review, though, friends, Octavarium is the title track from their 8th album, released in June of 2005. The octave itself was the overarching creative construct and concept that tied the album together. First, it's their 8th album, right? And they had just released their 5th live album at this time. And as we know, on the keyboard, we've got it within an octave, 8 white notes and 5 black notes. So it kind of works that way. There's also 8 songs on the album, and they go in order in musical notes. The first song is in F, and then each song is pitched either a step or a half step higher, and then we get to Octavarium, the culmination of that, the 8th song, and we complete that stepwise climb from F all the way up to the high F. And that's a really cool way to do it as well. Upon releasing Octavarium, the band did quite an extensive tour to support it, and on April 1st of 2006, they played Radio City Music Hall in New York City as the last stop on their 20th anniversary tour. And the second half of the concert featured an orchestra performing with them on stage. And even more wordplay, y'all. This band is so witty. The live album created for this performance is called Score. And that has a couple of meanings. It refers both to a musical score, or sheet music, like a conductor would have, and the fact that score can mean 20, right? And referencing the band's 20th anniversary. Pretty cool, right? So, we've got James Labrie on vocals. What happened to my headphones? Hang on. Okay, now we got it. James Labrie is on vocals, John Myung is on the bass, John Petrucci is on guitars and backing vocals, Mike Portnoy is on the drums, Jordan Rudess is on the keyboards, and the orchestra, from what I can see here, I'd call it a chamber orchestra more than a full symphony orchestra. It looks like they've got a sturdy and full-size string section, and a nice-sized brass section, but they only have 2 woodwind players, it looks like, a flute and a clarinet, and they have a single percussionist back there. They are conducted by Yamashed Sharifi, who also conducted the orchestra and prepared the string arrangements in the original studio recording. So they've got people here that know what's going on. So let's not waste any more time, friends. I believe this performance is about 27 minutes. So strap in. Grab yourself a snack and let's take it, y'all. Here is Octavarium live from Radio City Music Hall in New York by Dream Theater. Off we go. Hey. I just got to see Dream Sonic this past month, or at the beginning of the month, and they were in really great form, still, all these years later. And like I said, that's an F minor chord, all day. What is he playing up there? It's not the keyboard. Got to start his motorcycle. Look at that. It's like the Wizard of Oz up there, just moving stuff around. How cool would that be to be on stage at Radio City doing this? That's an interesting interface. Remember, this is several years ago. It's not like Jordan's interface that he has now. Okay, there's the chromatic third from F minor to D flat minor. Both of those chords have a common tone. The A flat in them is a held note. He's going nuts. Right, to the A flat chord, but it's an A flat minor chord. Another chromatic third relationship. So A flats in all 3 of those chords. But those 3 chords aren't in the same key. Listen to this all day. This also seems a bit more extended than what I remember from the studio recording. Amazing. This is Haken on it. I wonder if that's where Haken got their name. Imagine if this kind of technology was available just like 20 years earlier. Imagine what the guys in the 70s could have done with something like that. I remember talking with Jordan when I interviewed him and said, you know, imagine if Keith Emerson had access to your GeoShred. He was like, right. That's going to resolve, I think, yeah. To the 5th of the key. So he's making sure that the top notes are the right ones, and all the other stuff underneath it just becomes just part of that whole movement. Wow. Love it. Okay. It's Jordan pre-epic goatee days. Also reminds me of the extended introduction to Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Right? This although that's in a different key. Just this extended palette that immerses the audience. I'm surprised that this is being played on this and not on a guitar. It's a 7-chord in an inversion, going up to the relative major to A flat. Suspended 5. He's on a lap steel. It is on a guitar. Shit. How about that? I'm with you, crowd. Great to see Mike with them. There's the orchestra. Love it. Love it. Real flute. Why is the crowd clapping? Not yet. You're clapping on the wrong beats. That's a really cool move. Chromatic third down to flat 6. A minor flat 6 back to minor 1.
So secure, intent to live each
It also sounds a little slower than what I remember on the record.
I was sure I knew that this was not for me, and I wanted so much more, far beyond what I
think I've seen John playing a two-necked guitar
So I
before.
swore that I'd never be someone like him.
Is that F sharp right?
So
Yeah.
many
Was.
years have passed
Settling back down into F.
since I proclaimed my independence.
It's not often that you wait like this long into a song before the bass player even plays anything either.
And my vision so secure, intent to live each day like it's my last. It's wonderful to know that I could
And then they just make this little shift, and all of a sudden they're in sharps instead of flats.
I dream
They're kind of back where they came from.
what I could see. Still I swear that I'm missing out this time as far as I can tell. There's nothing more
That's over a B pedal.
but still I ask myself,
Big extended dominant here.
is there everything? Then all I swore that I could
Down a half step.
never be was now.
Another half step.
So suddenly, the only thing I wanted to become, to be someone just like him.
So suddenly the only thing I wanted to become was to be someone just like him. Coming full circle. Back into the second section called Medicate, Awakening. These lyrics are by James.
Doctor sitting next to me, he asks me how I feel.
Again, just a hair slower than I remember. I'm not mad at it.
His questioning, he says he's been away a while, but thinks he has cured me from a state of catatonic sleep. For 30 years, where have I been?
More chromatic thirds.
Eyes open, but
D
not
to F to A. All three have A's in them.
Unfortunately, side effects appear as my conscience slips away in me. Science falling, conscience
That's a half step.
fast. Can't you stop what's happening?
It's like a little way back.
A higher dosage he prescribes, but there's no guarantee. I feel it starting to take over me. I tell him not to be ashamed. There's no one who's to blame. A second shot of me.
No someone who's to blame. A second shot, a brief awakening. Right. Flat 6. Down to F. Flat 7. That's a 5. Is it going to stay a 5? It's going to be the new one, I think. Play it, Mike. And Jordan. That's got a little bit of Burn Down the Mission from Elton John in it. Unbelievable. Back to F. And this is full circle, I think. Is this back there home key?
On that 7 seas that they trip by. DM's ready, Jack the Ripper, Owens, Wilson, Phillips, and Mike Zappa's ready. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Dave's not here, I've come to
All of
save
these
the day
references.
for nightmare. Cinema show me the way to
In the
get back
octave.
home.
That's the F.
Forward, falling down, spinning round and round. Scream without a sound. Stumbling all around. Find a
It's 5s and 6s. I know that reference now. Be careful with that axe, Eugene. Machine Messiah, Light My Fire. Trying to figure out the combinations of 5s and 6s, and I'm not doing well. I mean, who else can do this? Hey! Animation. John's not on his double-necked guitar anymore. Intervals is the next section. And Portnoy did the lyrics on this section. Pretty sure. You're just going up the scale. That's up to the 5. Remember this. Got the Santa reference in there.
Deadly sins fills mortal wrath. Remove all obstacles from our path. Asking questions, search for clues. The answer's been right in front of you. Try to break through, long to connect.
Root second,
Follow
third.
deaf ears and failed muted breath. Loyalty, trust, faith, and desire. Carries love to reach darkest fire. Clutching insanity, a smothering hell. Trying to escape, but to no avail. The cause of the mass who clean the door, drain all your life like we're begging for more. Errors of big guns of merciless crimes, the burdens of madmen's impulsive designs. Start up the step, you like I'm drilling a bait.
Made it all the way.
It's become too late. Trapped inside this, locked up that way, young. Trapped inside this, locked up that way, young. Trapped inside this, locked up that way, young. Trapped inside this, locked up that way, young.
There he goes. Step after step, we try controlling our fate. When we finally start living, it has become too late. Trapped inside this octave box. No way out. Love it when Mike stands up. The final section, section 5, is called Razor's Edge, and the lyrics here are by John Petrucci. Perfect sphere colliding with our fate. And a return to the beginning. motive with those chromatic thirds. Over alone, dominant. What's so great about John is his lyrical ability, even amongst the virtuosity that he has. He's got the whole package. The horns in the background. High F. An on-in cadence.
Thank you!
Almost makes me want to get up out of my seat.
A big round of applause for Jamshid Sharifi and the Octavarium Orchestra!
Indeed. It's interesting to put the orchestra
Thanks a lot,
behind
New
them,
York.
but I guess they didn't have much of a
Good night!
choice. Because there's not really a pit. I mean, there is, but you'd sacrifice a lot of seats up front with that particular stage. Whew. That was everything I had hoped it would be, friends. I'm just excited as punch to to get to do this. How much fun is this on a Friday? Too much. So there's a lot of references in this to their musical heroes. And it's so profound. A perfect sphere colliding with our fate. The story ends where it began. I get hints of hemispheres from Rush in the themes of this. I get hints of The Wall from Pink Floyd, the circular nature of how the wall kind of, isn't this where we came in, right? Was the beginning and the end of that album, the whole, journey is the destination sort of thing, and learn while you're at it. All of the overt references in the lyrics during Full Circle. And, now that I've had time to hear quite a bit more of the band's music, I hear them referencing their own work too. Some of their childhood. I caught the Santa reference in there. I mean, it's almost a chronicling of their entire career up to that point, kind of in microcosm in this one long piece. They are reliving and referencing the songs and the themes and the life experiences that got them to this point in their personal lives, in their professional lives, in their musical lives, and we get this unbelievable tune, right? And the song itself, I think, is kind of a special hybrid of a piece, y'all. It's long enough to be symphonic, it's long enough to be a short symphony. So it's got complexity, multiple parts. It's suite like. So it's got some classical elements in the way that it's constructed, but with its complexity of harmony, the multiple sections, the instrumentation, it's also rooted in progressive rock and progressive music, but with the sound and timbre choices, as well as the construction of the melodies and the riffs. It kind of rides the line between metal and rock and roll. And we end up with this truly unique sound. A sound that requires a great deal of humanity, a great deal of planning, and a great deal of thought. And execution, a sound that requires unbelievable musicianship and dedication to their craft. Wonderful, wonderful. Like I said, friends, I've seen Dream Theater now twice. I have seen John Petrucci twice. Once as a solo gig, and Mike was along with him. And once I saw a G3 show a few years ago, and he was there. And I've also seen Jordan once, a solo gig that he gave. And these are wonderful experiences, concert experiences, evenings of music with these talented musicians. Every one of these has been a treat. But especially this last one that I saw, the current Dream Sonic tour. I saw it the beginning of the month. And it was really quite special. And it's great to see the band continuing. Even in 2023, I got to go back to the top here. When was this? When was Score? They played this in 2006. So 17 years later is where we're at now from this concert. And they're still out on the road. They're putting the work in. They're putting out new music, and they're combining with other groups, and they're just continuing, as far as I'm concerned, to push the boundaries of what's possible in their music. What's beyond their current musical capability, and where can they go from here? They're continuing to push that, and it's just fun to be a fan, isn't it? It's fun to be a fan, especially of really great people and great musicians. They treat their audiences well, and yeah, I'm in, y'all. This is so much fun. I will keep doing some Dream Theater occasionally as I can, but this was a special episode. Octavarium by Dream Theater, live in 2006 with an orchestra at Radio City Music Hall. Thanks, friends, for being with me, and thanks for being with me for the length of the Daily Doug, especially now. It's 2 years, almost to the day, since we started our Patreon. The water is warm. Come on in and join us over there. We have a great time. We'd love to have you as part of our community as we listen to tunes and keep uplifting each other and loving the art that inspires our imagination. So thanks, friends, for being with me today, and we will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.
It's the Daily Doug. Welcome to the Daily Doug. The Daily